Hello guys, welcome back to yet another speed draw. This is my Huevember day 5. Once again, we're flashing up that photosensitivity warning. If you are sensitive to flashing images, bright lights moving around, go ahead and try to focus on the right side of the screen, the canvas on the right side. That's the one that's going to be staying stationary. The other one is going to be flipping and twisting around a lot, as you can see. So, this character, Cecil is his name. He is a fawn satyr type character, and he is my baby. He is my favorite character. I've had him for way longer than any of my other characters. He is my golden child, and I absolutely love him to death. All right, so we got the sketch done fairly quickly. It is a very messy sketch. I was actually thinking of doing an undersketch on this one, but I just said screw it and went straight in with the line art. That turned out to be a little bit of a mistake because I made an error even before I started. The canvas that I'm using here is way too big. I accidentally started out with a canvas that was 1,000 by 1,000 millimeters instead of a canvas that was 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, and did not notice it until I went to save, and it took a century to save the piece. So because of that, the line art is going to take me an extra long time because I was struggling with getting smooth, even lines with such a large canvas. So going in, sketching a little hand there. That's another problem that I have is sometimes I will block out the hands or important features and not go back and actually sketch them in before I do line art. And then when I get to line art, it takes me forever to try and figure out what I'm doing with those features because I didn't have a good sketch for it. So, lesson learned, always have a good sketch. These feet, this like squatting position was also really difficult for me to figure out as well in accordance to his hooves that he's got here. I didn't quite know how the anatomy was supposed to work, and I still think it's a little off. The center of balance is a little strange, but live and learn. Next time I'll get it right. And I am going to fix that back leg there, the left leg, there you go. It was sticking out just a little bit too far. It was a little too long, but I went ahead and fixed that. So, we're just cleaning up the last line art here. That shoulder was going a little bit too far forward, but now we're going to go in with our coloring. Go ahead and get that background color down first just to set a little bit of a mood. I wanted this one to be sort of like a golden hour lighting situation to get that nice warm orange hue. And Cecil, the character, is just such a sweetheart. He is so warm and so loving and so caring. I really wanted to give him a very warm, very appealing background and lighting for him. So we're going to go ahead and go in with those block colors as always. So something I like to do here, when I color in the face, I do like to put it on top of the hair layer. That's just a personal preference of mine. I know sometimes people don't like that because it's not super realistic, but especially with a character like this where their hair is in front of their face, I just like to do it so that I can see more of the character's expression. It's just a personal preference. A lot of people really hate that. Going in with the highlighting here, as always, I went ahead and put a very light layer on top, and I'm just erasing it now. And I'm actually gonna go back and switch the layer so that it's not a shading layer and it becomes a highlight layer instead, because I wanted to get that really vibrant golden hour light on him. Just finishing up on the tail there. And then this is me switching the layer around. I just copy pasted it and flipped the selection and filled in the selection so that I got a nice bright highlight there. And then I can go in with shadows and shade the second half of it. And this one took me a minute because I was getting a little too bogged down in the details again. I was getting too much, it was looking too busy with the shading and the highlighting. And I figured out the problem was just that the shadows and the highlights were way too intense, so I'm going to tone those down later. It's going to look a lot less busy. Go ahead and put some shading on the tail there. The mouse was also kind of blending in a little, so I'm going to change his color too. There we go with the highlights. Just making some really extreme highlights there to get that nice glow effect. I love doing this. It's my favorite part of the whole piece, just that last finishing step to really make everything pop. Shining up the tail, shining up the mouse, and I believe I changed the mouse's color right at the very end here. Yeah. There we go. There he is. Make him a little white mouse instead of a gray mouse. And that's the final piece. I absolutely love this piece. I was struggling with it a little at the start, but I think it turned out really, really cool. If you do want to follow me on my art journey, I am on TikTok and Instagram, as well as Patreon. I have a brand new account there if you would like to support me that way. You get early content and some exclusive content as well. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for one of the first yellow pieces, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.